Welcome back, my friends. Let's break down another coding exercise. It has been a while. Welcome back. Looking at moving average, a Codewars exercise in Python. I think I've said that so many times. A blah, blah, blah exercise done in Python. Yeah. Just finished doing my Next 50 compilation. For anybody that's actually watching, maybe you saw that on my page, but I don't know who's watching because don't get a lot of views, but that's the topic for another day. Let's get in here and do this. Whether I get views or not, I'm going to keep grinding, folks. Keep grinding, get better. Okay, a moving average is a set. That was kind of self-indulgent, wasn't it? Okay, a moving average is a set of values in a window size. A moving average of a set of values, let me focus here, and a window size is a series of local averages. So yeah, you're going to be given a list, and you're a list in a window size, and you're going to get an average basically of a sub list where window size is 3. You're going to, my thing isn't working again. Need to call Roman. My thing ain't working. You're going to get a sub list, and you're going to get an average of that sub list, and then you're going to move it along and get an average of the next sub list. Move it along, get an average of the next sub list. So that's what a moving average is. It's you're given a window size, you get the average of the items in that window, then you move it along, next window, average, next window. The moving it along is the moving part. That's your moving average. So given a list, like I've said the 4th time, in a window size. Yeah, maybe I should put words on the screen so I don't say the same damn thing over and over again. But it's showing you here graphically where your sub list is 1 through 3. And so you get the sum divided by the number of items, of course. That's giving you a 2. And so each moving average, you're going to plop it into a new list. You're going to return a list of the moving averages as you move forward. So there's your first moving average, your second moving average, and then we scroll on down. There's your last moving average, the last 3. And so you see at the bottom it says here the moving average would be 2, 3, 4. These are the 3 averages of those groups of 3. That's what it is. A little more explained down here. Given a list and an integer n, which is the window size representing the window, calculate and return the moving average. And then some more rules down there. When the window size n is equal to 0, or the size of the list is less than the window size, you're going to return none. So you have some things to exclude, basically. You're going to check for I'm going to check for some conditions and exclude some things that it says down there. And let's get into this code. Enough blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the code. Having trouble clearing my throat like it's the morning, but of course it is not, as you can probably see in my system. It's the opposite of the morning. Alright, so in this you got values is going to be a list, n is going to be the window size, and you're going to return a list, and like the comment says, you are going to return a list of floats because you're going to get an average, then divide, and usually when you divide, you're going to get a float. Well, actually, in Python, by default, you get a float, unless you do the double slash division. I'm sure you've seen that before. Here's the first piece. If the window size is 0, or the length of the list is less than the window size, you're going to return none, as the rule states, or the rules state down there. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to create an empty list where I'm going to put my moving averages into. And you can probably do this with list comprehension, but I am not. Save that for another thing. I'm going to loop through the values. And I'm going to mistype in here once again. I'm kind of typing in the dark, even though I don't really look at my keys. Sometimes I'll need to look down at them, but I'm in the dark, so harder to do. Anyway, in the body of this loop, I'm going to, I'm basically going to get a sum of the next window. Really, I'm going to get an average of the next window by getting a sum, then dividing by the window size, and then appending it to my averages list. I'm doing all that in the body, but I've also got to do a check. I've got to check to see if I have enough elements for my window size left in the list. I'll learn through trial and error. In this exercise, you cannot do a partial window. Like, let's say your window size is 4. You can't, if you're near the end of the list and you only got 2 left, you can't get a partial window size of 2 and pass that off as your last average. If you can't get the full window size, you got to stop getting averages. So that's something to know here. So I've got to create a condition that says if I can't get the window size if the let me try to phrase this properly. If what's left is smaller than the window size, I'm bailing out. If I do have enough left, I'm going to go ahead and get my next average. Here's how you do that in code, if you followed that. I barely did. Let's say equal to. So this is saying, so I plus n, if where I am plus the window size is less than or equal to really the end of the list, then I can proceed. If not, I'm going to iterate again, and really I'm going to be done, because that's going to be the end of what I'm going to do. And actually I'm going to make an else that says that. I'm not going to iterate again, I'm going to break. And now I remember. So if there's not enough of a window size left, I'm going to break. Otherwise, I'm going to get the next average. I know I'm all over the place today, folks, but you can at least read the code and understand what I'm talking about. Here we are. So what this is going to do is it's kind of a condensed way where I'm getting the window with this slice. I'm starting where I am, which is where you should always start, and then I'm going forward according to the window size, and I'm getting the sum of that divided by 2. Or actually, no, that's wrong. It's divided by n. I wanted to put a 2 there. I think I'm just used to dividing by 2 generally. But you divide by n because n is going to be the number of items to get the average. Then I'm going to append that to my averages list, and I keep it moving. And then I'm going to do an else that's going to break, because if I don't have enough items to put in the window or enough items to get an average using the window size, then I'm out. And actually, that's it. Next is returning the averages. And there we go. Let's plug it in and see what we got. See if there's any typos or anything like that. All right. All systems go. Impressive and good. And as you may have seen or heard before, that's it for me and I'm done. But yeah, went well. It's I like this kind of exercise. I've done moving averages for real in some projects, so kind of fun to do it in this little play setting and do a video for y'all. But that is it for me. And with that, I'm out.